in Singapore, welcome to The Big Show. We are live on the 1FM 91.3 Facebook page as well as the Big Show Facebook page. It's a Tuesday, and so we have the lovely Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room with us. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning. I'm loving your shiny lipstick today.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, this one I must play the different music. Wait.
It's that lovely red shiny lipstick.
Yes, especially for the show today.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about nostalgia.
Nostalgia. What does red lipstick got to do with nostalgia?
Oh, yeah, of course. Back in the day.
It's a throwback to when women wore red shiny lipstick.
Oh.
Yeah.
They
Back
don't do
then
that.
they only had one color. Now we have like 27 different colors,
Yes.
but back then only one, right? That's why.
And the outfit as well.
Yes, I'm loving your cheongsam. Are you wearing a cheongsam?
It's a mock one.
What's
and
a-
check this out. In those days,
Yeah.
Oh, are you?
Oh, nice.
If you're not watching us on Facebook, Jerry just flashed us. quickly, get on Facebook.
Hey, but what's a mock cheongsam?
A pretend cheongsam.
Oh.
What, like a romper?
you don't have to button all the way down.
Oh, don't have to
You just
button all the way down.
Don't
Yeah,
have to,
yeah,
you
yeah.
you only button halfway.
Ah, okay.
Then mock chom sounds for everybody.
I agree.
She's blushing. Stop it.
Okay.
So today we're talking about nostalgia, Jerry.
How is
Yeah.
how is that
Because
a
I
problem?
thought it would be nice during Chinese New Year, where we celebrate all the traditions, and that whole tiredness, exhaustion with the pandemic, and how does nostalgia help us?
Oh,
So I thought that was
Oh.
very interesting to just bring it into this whole space today. Because last week was a little bit heavy, which actually, self-harm. A lot of people loved it. The youth workers were sharing it. So thank you for doing that segment. But it was just too heavy. So this week I thought I wanted to do the 夜上海. No, not 夜上海. The nostalgia. But it was very interesting about this topic because when it first started, I think, it started with the Swiss soldiers, where one of the physicians was saying that it is a mental condition. So I was like, oh my gosh, what mental condition? Because the soldiers were missing home so much that, they were having psychosis. They were, not eating. So then he coined it, he didn't coin it, homesickness, he coined it nostalgia and made it a mental condition.
Wow.
Wow. So
So-
it can be a bad thing?
Yeah, so yes, it can be a bad thing, but it can also be a wonderful thing, like how we survived last year with nostalgia.
Okay.
But if it's psychosis, wait,
Yeah, right?
She's
Like-
playing with you now.
yeah.
because when you're talking about nostalgia, a good thing, I'm thinking Masters of the Sea on Netflix.
Oh my goodness. Are they showing that on
God.
Netflix?
Yeah, they're showing
Oh
it on there.
no.
Yeah.
That
I
is so
saw
good.
Triple Nine on Netflix.
Yes,
Triple
and 999
I
on
was
Netflix.
on that.
Yes, I think
I
Were you in
died.
Triple
Yeah, I
Nine?
got murdered.
you got
I
murdered.
got
Are you-
murdered. Yeah, they found me in a car park.
Oh dear.
Terrible. It's one of those bad car park scenes, Yeah, I was murdered.
So that's nostalgia.
So that's something I want to leave in the past and not think about. That nostalgia I don't
It's
want.
interesting. For Glenn, nostalgia is that. For me, nostalgia is, and it's something I miss. It's getting together regularly in large family groups. You're talking 25, 30 people.
Yeah.
And enjoying family.
because that's what you
We
used to do when you were
when we were growing up.
younger.
Which we don't do now because we're all grown up.
And so you've lost touch? Or
No, we're still in touch, but we don't have those massive
Gatherings.
30, 40 people gatherings.
No, but seriously, nostalgia for me would be, thinking about my childhood and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times.
Good times, yeah.
Good times. Okay.
How about Sean?
yeah, Sean.
Nostalgia is yesterday.
See, that's why I didn't ask him, Jerry.
He doesn't,
That's
doesn't
why I
go
didn't
so
ask
far
him.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, cannot go so far back.
Yeah.
Short-term memory. I'm like
I
Dory.
forgot he's a little kid.
He's a child.
He's only yesterday.
Well, when I talk about nostalgia, I think about fragrance and scent. For me, scents bring up memories for me. Like sandalwood brings up my grandmother. Certain colognes remind me of past people.
Yeah.
And but scent for me is very important.
Palm olive pomade.
That
The hair
reminds
cream,
you of
my
food.
grandfather.
There you go.
The green one.
There you go.
Oh, that's
wow.
before.
And you can probably
before,
still smell it, right? You
Yeah.
can probably still
I can smell it now.
now. Yeah.
Before our time, lah.
I only
That
know
one.
Bell cream.
Grill cream.
Grill
Grill
cream.
cream.
Yeah.
Grill cream. Yeah. What scent triggers memories for you?
Aramis.
What does that remind you of? Yourself?
My secondary school days.
And Sean?
Impulse.
Impulse.
Yeah.
Why does that sound familiar?
That's the only thing I was allowed to use.
Oh, a
When you
Rexona
started,
impulse.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
Rexona,
yeah.
Impulse. I remember.
Antiperspirant spray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Impulse.
For ladies, bro.
No, they
Ah.
had the
Hey,
No
Jerry,
lah.
here's a
There's a
story,
red colour
Jerry.
one.
Here's a story,
with
Jerry.
the flowers.
My mother comes up to me. I'm just starting secondary school, and my mother comes up to me and she goes, and I remember this vividly. You're going into secondary school. You're getting older. When you sweat, you're beginning to smell, and that's not good. So here's a spray. Use it every day before you go to school. So I nicely used it. I didn't know it was a woman's spray. Nobody told me. So for like 2 years, I walked around smelling of Impulse.
See? Impulse.
Impulse.
Yeah.
There you
Woman
go.
spray.
No wonder I'm in touch with my feminine side.
Is that a good memory or a bad memory? I'm not sure.
Hey, at least you got
You're
the
laughing
spray.
about it.
Yeah.
You're
You
laughing.
You know what was really icky? The Rexona roll-on.
Oh, that's
Ugh.
It's so like sticky.
Oh.
Yeah, I know this
Back
probably.
then,
But no, they still are sticky.
Yeah.
I still use Rexona.
Yeah, but what, the roll-on?
Jerry's looking at us going, why are we talking about
The
deodorant?
girl one. I use the girl one.
But it brought back so many memories.
And
for
laughter.
you.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And the photo that I had with Glenn.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
nostalgia.
And Glenn had some Rexona under his arms.
Absolutely.
Don't bring it up now. I won't.
But you've seen the photo, right? We showed it to you,
Jerry,
right?
Jerry
Oh,
showed
yeah.
it
Yeah,
the last
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Jerry, these are happy memories, obviously,
Yes.
and they work for us
Yes.
because we remember people that we don't necessarily think of every day. How does nostalgia work against you, though?
Well, you have symptoms like sleeplessness, you can't eat, you keep thinking about certain memories and you just ruminate over and over, you start feeling a little bit weaker, you can't sleep. So insomnia would be one of them. And sometimes when you think about something in the past, there's this icky sort of feeling.
Yeah, yeah.
Not a heartache, though, right? Is it a heartache?
It can be. It's very hard to describe. I don't know a word to describe it actually. Yeah, so I can only describe it as ache and
pain.
if it overwhelms you, that bouts of crying, depressiveness, lethargy, that kind of mimics of the depression symptoms also. So we do have that with students who have come from overseas to study, that have gone overseas and they feel a little bit homesick. But this homesickness is taken to a whole different level where they can't function. So that it becomes bad. The adjustment. So even when companies want to send their staff overseas, they need to do a little sort of assessment with them and check whether they are able to adapt to new spaces, because when you're thrown into a different space, not everyone can adapt.
And also being away from familiarity, right? Like your family, your home, your bed, your shower, and everything that you're used to at home, right? Whether it's a pet or not.
Okay, let's go back on air.
Big show. It's Glenn Angel, FD and Sean, and Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room. Good morning, Jerry.
Morning.
Morning. You're talking about nostalgia today, and we were talking about happy memories that make us smile, remind us of people and memories. But you were also talking about nostalgia in a more negative way, like things like regret and also homesickness. Is there a way to help people feel better when they're going through something like this?
Just now you were talking about smells.
Yeah.
So let's go to the five senses.
Okay.
So you had smell just now. What would you look at that brings back a nice memory?
Photographs?
Photos?
Buildings. Buildings.
Buildings, huh?
Buildings.
Buildings.
Like architecture.
Yeah,
know
especially
why.
especially old buildings in Singapore.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know why I have this here, but do you remember
Oh,
this?
Oh my
Oh,
gosh, sing a
yes.
song.
Singer oil. Yeah.
I think of my grandmother.
Oh, you think of grandma?
Yeah, and a
Yeah.
sewing machine.
Oh, I thought her joints were.
The
very-
one,
I
the
don't know
one,
why.
one where she put her foot on it and actually
Yes,
moved it up
yes,
and down.
yes, with the pedal.
With the pedal.
Yeah, I don't
right.
know why I have it here, but I suddenly remembered.
That's still the best lubricant, man.
Glenn's chair, Glenn's
Yeah, we
chair
need
needs
this
some
for
of
our
that.
chairs.
We need some of that. We need Singer oil.
Forget WD-40, okay?
Singer oil.
Singer oil.
So immediately it brings up that memory of that sewing machine. So even that bottle just brings up that memory. So we have sight, smell, sound. A sound that brings up memory.
Music.
Music.
Or for some people, car horns, depending on which country you come from.
Babies crying.
Oh.
My mother's bracelet. She has an anklet around her,
Oh,
her
wow.
ankle that makes sound every time she
walks?
So I can hear her coming home. So I know when she's coming home, gonna get a beat already. Right? So I panic. Every time I hear that sound, I panic a bit.
But
PTSD.
but I mean, you're talking about it in such a favorable way that sound reminds you of her.
It's love lah. I know every time she beats me, it's love. But still,
She only beats you because she loves you.
My mom used to say the same thing.
lies, all the lies.
For me, it would be Roger Cool on the radio.
Yes.
That voice in the morning
And
Oh.
on
I,
Rediffusion.
And I had the honor of working with him.
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Mine would be Victor and Charlie every Saturday morning.
Every Saturday
Yeah.
morning.
We'd go and drop my dad off at work, and we'd listen to Victor and Charlie on Saturday mornings.
Mine is Glenn and FD. I'm still hearing them down.
Right? Too close, too close.
Yeah,
You grew
that's
up
right.
with them, and now you're with them.
That's why.
Oh yeah, Sean, ayo.
I'm not that young lah.
He just pretends to be 16. But you're talking about the five senses, so that would be taste as well.
Yes.
Food
Let's
and-
think of a food that brings back memories.
Wow.
Wow, everything. Food that brings back memories
Food.
Satay.
Satay.
from your
Why?
childhood.
Why?
Because I can remember going to the Satay Club when it was in a little alleyway between the Beach Road police station and what is now Shore
Yeah, I know a beach road.
Beach Road, right next to Shore.
Shore Towers.
Shore Towers.
Shore Towers,
There used
yeah.
to be a little alleyway.
Yeah.
And the satay club used to be there, and we would go and sit on these tiny little stalls by the drain when satay was like 3 cents a stick.
3
Nice.
cents a steak.
5 cents a
Right.
stick. Yeah. Oh, those were
5
good
cents
times.
for mutton, 3 for chicken.
Oh, those were good times. They're such good.
Nice. Food for you, Glenn?
I think sweet and sour fish. Because my mom used to cook that a lot when I was growing up as a kid. Fried pomfret. Because the sweet and sour fish would be with a fried pomfret.
Pomfret.
So, you know, the sweet and sour sauce
Sauce
over
over the fried pomfret.
fried pomfret. Yeah. So that would bring back memories
Angel?
for me.
It would be from my dad's Peranakan mother. Black squid ink sotong. You know, and kueh bangkit during Chinese New Year. Because literally hers was melt in your mouth. You just put it on your tongue, push your tongue up a little bit, and everything just melted in your mouth.
So yummy.
Yeah, I haven't found one kueh bangkit that emulates the way she made it.
Okay,
That's memory
so
for
a
me.
nostalgia taste from Shaun. What did you have for breakfast yesterday?
A sandwich.
A sandwich.
No, mine is. Do you guys remember what air batu is?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh, the
Yes.
ice.
Ice ball.
The ice balls.
But not really a ball, like a stick. My
It's
time
a
was
stick in a plastic
like
Yes.
two different
Yeah.
sections that you have to twist
Yeah,
it and
yeah.
break it.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
That's
so with
you.
different like pop flavors,
Flavors, yeah.
grape, apple, sweet. It's just sugar. Yeah. But it went for like
Nice.
10 cents back in
No.
my day. You
Wow.
can find it at the mama shop
Sorry,
every time we
Jerry.
go play game.
I'm gonna extend Shaun's nostalgia. Where did you buy it from?
The mama shop.
The mama shop.
Because I always go downstairs under the block to play on my bicycle.
Do you know where
and
I would
everything.
buy it from? I used to have a friend who stayed in the old SIT flats before HDB.
Yeah.
And there used to be a Malay lady who would make it at home, and we would go to her house and buy it from her.
Yee,
Yeah, that's
dirty.
why. Ours
What
is
dirty?
like proper factory
Dirty.
made.
What do you mean dirty?
Yeah, because I mean they make it at home, then don't know what plastic
Yeah,
they use.
come on,
Yeah.
So-
He survived. Look at him.
Exactly.
Still
Yeah,
alive
he's got
and
a strong
kicking.
tummy.
Yeah, one heart attack already, you know.
Oh dear.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm loving this. So this, and how are all of you feeling right now?
Damn good.
Okay, we share our feelings on Facebook.
On Facebook.
So, Jerry, ask the question again.
You want to say it again?
I wanna
How
say
are
it
you
again.
feeling right now?
Damn good.
Fantastic.
So solar.
Hey, Glenn, you are
Yeah.
smiling so brightly.
I mean, speaking of shops, right? My dad's parents used to live in the most unusual flats along River Valley called St. Nicholas Flats. It was right next to AA building.
AA building, yes.
Now there's a new condo or something
Yes.
coming up. They were the most beautiful, unusual flats because you went into the living room and then they split to rooms upstairs and like the kitchen and the garage downstairs. And on the side of the row of flats, there was a little shop out of a window. So it just had two little wooden doors, and behind that was a man selling all your little sweets and breads and everything else. But I can't remember who ran it, but we look forward to every Saturday just going to that little shop
Right.
and buying stuff. The building's
Man,
not there
these
anymore.
memories are-
Was it a flat or was it an apartment?
They were actually apartments, but they were called St. Nicholas Flats, and
see.
it's almost impossible to find any images of them online. They were beautiful. They were gorgeous, gorgeous flats.
Wow.
Yeah,
And they were demolished.
and they were
Like
demolished.
so much of our memories in Singapore.
Yeah, they should have been
Take
kept.
a
Those were
picture
really
lah.
great. Yeah. those
There,
were-
government sounds like FD is complaining.
I've always complained that we've lost too much of our history.
Too much of our history. I agree.
I've always complained.
I agree.
Yeah, if you leave everything
you
to
know-
FD, we'll look like Penang.
Yes.
Still
What's
be
wrong
in
with
Penang.
Penang? That's great. Penang's great.
Penang is old Singapore.
Malacca.
Okay,
Right,
that's
Malacca.
different again altogether.
different, huh?
Different
Yes,
again.
yes.
Different.
Like
I've never
a-
been to Penang.
Malacca
So-
and Penang are different.
So, Jerry, as much as we're all feeling great about this, is part of nostalgia, is living in the past. I mean, that's a bad thing, right? If
Well,
you
living
live-
in the past, it depends on how you use it, right? If you kind of live in the past and stay in the past, then you never move forward. You know, I mean, if we take, I stretch it a little bit and we look at the subjects that we learn today, they're all about the past.
Yes, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you know, but we teach the children, we learn, you know, all the different things, whether it's history, whether it's math, whether it's geography, and we bring it into the present and we grow it. So it is to stabilize us. All this talk about nostalgia is to lay that foundation for us in order for us to build on it and grow.
Yeah.
Because we are where we are because of where we came from, right? And all our experience and our lessons learned and everything else, right? We can't deal with that without.
Exactly.
Yes, yes.
So how do you help someone that's going through a bad bit of nostalgia? Like homesickness, like you were saying, smells, food and all that. Do we feed them and surround them with sounds of home, or what do we do?
Yeah, so like for the students that are going overseas, right? Oftentimes I would say bring your favorite toiletry. It sounds so simple, but you would miss it if you're not in a place that you can that sells the brands that you like, or to be able to replicate the smells that you like, bring your favorite food. So you have parents sending bakwa overseas, and that is a lifesaver for many people. For me, would be chili, all the different kinds of chili. I need to have those chili.
We need to have lunch.
Okay, stand by. We're gonna do a traffic and then go back on air in about 5 seconds. Count down with me.
We'll just hang out and wait, yeah.
2, 1. Okay, FD, your turn.
Good morning, Singapore. It's the Big Show. Glenn, Angel, FD, and Shaun, and Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room. We are talking about nostalgia today.
And good and bad sort of nostalgia. And you were talking about how if someone is going through homesickness or missing a bit of someone, to take their familiar items or foods with them if they're going somewhere else, obviously.
And for the patients with dementia, there's actually something called reminiscence therapy, where we spoke about the 5 senses. They really use the 5 senses to help patients with dementia, Alzheimer's, to remember things.
Oh, wow.
People, remember about people, remember about events, remember about places. Yeah, so
Okay.
there really is, a therapy.
Can I ask you something? In terms of the 5 senses, and for patients who have dementia or Alzheimer's, would things like taste and sound be more powerful than seeing and touching?
Well, all the senses are powerful. It just works on the different parts of the brain.
Okay, okay. So it depends on what they respond to.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, and it also depends on whether they still have that sense left. The sense of sight, perhaps. Maybe that's why you say, maybe they don't see too well. Maybe they don't hear too well. Yeah.
Good point, good point.
Interesting.
I don't know. I don't quite like going back.
I love going back.
Yeah, he's very
I
driven.
love-
He likes going forward, seeing the future.
Glenn
Yeah.
is very,
I mean,
very
I know
forward.
where I've come from, but, I don't necessarily have to go back.
So you don't dwell.
No, I
but
don't.
you do reminisce.
Not really.
No?
As well. The only reason I'm thinking about it is because we're bringing it up today, you see.
Jerry,
But other than that, I don't think too much about
Okay.
the
Dreamer.
past.
Jerry, tell me what you think of this. I tend to go back to find grounding.
Yes,
Do
it
people
is
do
a
that?
stabilizing force. It is. So, for example, like this year, because of the pandemic, we cannot have like large group gatherings, big steamboat dinners. But you do see people, going out there and trying to find something familiar to hold on to. So I was in the bakwa queue one before Chinese New Year, and I wanted to get some bakwa for my dad, right? And in front of me were 2 ladies, total random strangers, and suddenly they were looking at each other and they chuckled. And one of them said to the other, "Yeah, you buying bakwa also ah?" And the other one goes, "Yes, I'm also buying." And then the next sentence was really weird, but it was so funny. "Oh, I don't know why I eat bakwa during Chinese New Year, but since everybody eat, I also must eat." And I was like, "What?" And it's something associated with bakwa. I mean, bakwa can be bought all year round, yet people buy it when it's most inflated in price and have the longest queue.
That's true.
They just love that queuing up. They just love that mood, that festivity, that association.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This year, I think it was something like $40 for 600 grams,
Compared to what?
Compared to
10?
how much is
I
it
don't know.
usually? I don't
I
don't
don't
buy
know. Maybe 10,
bakwa
20.
on a regular
I
basis.
thought it was 50 plus, maybe 50 plus for
Wow.
a kg.
For a kg
Yeah.
lah, but for 600 grams,
Wow.
it was about $40, close to $40.
Hey, Chinese New Year, roti
So-
prata also went up in price. All the stores closed, only my Indian store open.
Haircuts go up
That
in
is true.
price
Yeah,
as well.
that is true. Yeah. Well, that's
Pet grooming services.
Did they go up?
Up as
really?
well.
as well.
I think for the food, like the prata and all that, I kind of get it because everything else is shut. So they're trying to milk it for all it's worth. But for things like pet grooming and all that, they know you're going to send your dogs over.
Right.
Car washes as well.
Car washes as
washes,
well. And then
all that.
everything's shut on Chinese New Year Day because apparently you can't wash or cut anything. I on Chinese New Year Day cut open a packet of like chips,
And?
after that I was like, oh my god, I'm cursed for the rest
No.
of the year.
What? No,
You
you're
said
not.
I couldn't use scissors.
Sorry. No, it's fine.
Yeah, I
Scissors?
was like, yeah, no. And
No.
then I was like, no cleaning. Does that mean I don't need to have a shower? I'm like, I left my plates in the sink all night because you told me I couldn't wash anything. I was like, oh, everything's in the sink.
Oh boy.
No?
That's
Oh,
no,
okay.
no, no.
You guys said
Have no fear.
Everything will be all right.
Tradition also brings back a lot of, nostalgic feelings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so these traditions, you see, when we go back to traditions, these are certainty. These are familiar ground. So it becomes very anchoring for us. For the lady that is enjoying her bakwa, it is a familiar space that she has gone back into, something comfortable that she can hold on to year after year. Yeah, so when we think of all these nostalgic memories, it's something we can hold on to.
But that's the positive side of it, Jerry. How do we help someone who keeps going back into the negative memory?
and clinging on, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Clinging
so
on
let's
to
take
that.
something. Let's take something a little bit more extreme. So we have post-traumatic stress disorder, where the brain automatically goes back to a memory that is very impactful and it goes on over and over again. So that one brings about a lot of that depressiveness, insomnia, anxiety, restlessness. They complain of the flashbacks. They complain of feeling very jittery, especially when the memory is triggered. It could be by a place. So car crashes. If they walk past that same place, they might feel that anxiety, very gripping anxiety. They want to avoid maybe certain places, certain things even. So all the senses gets engaged. So for those, definitely they need to seek professional help. Medication would be required. Yeah.
Okay.
And then to do that desensitization if it's available for them.
So you were just talking about PTSD.
Yes.
And I had a bit of that because when I was 10 years old, my house got broken into.
Oh.
And us two girls, my sister and myself, got attacked.
Oh,
Yeah, I got strangled. My sister got beaten up and
Wow.
all that. And for years after that, I could not walk into a dark area.
Good Lord.
For years and years. And now I'm only realizing what it was. It was PTSD. I'm fine, but I was, that was like 3 decades ago, whatever.
Right.
But for the longest time, I could not walk into a dark room without a light, even if it was like my bedroom.
How did you overcome that? Just time or what?
Time. No therapy, nothing like that. I mean, back in the day, therapy I don't think was such as big a thing as it is now.
It was almost a bit taboo.
Yeah, it was like, oh my God, you must be
Yeah, something is wrong
off.
with you.
Yeah, nobody goes to therapy.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in the day, back in the
These-
decades
Now we
ago.
know it's-
These days, you want to go for therapy, so people don't want to see you. Right, Jerry?
It's like you're. It's like
Personal attack, that one.
at every opportunity. But I'm so glad that Angel is so much better. But time is the best therapist sometimes.
Yeah, but I don't think everyone will be able to heal. I think I healed because I have a good family. Everyone's very supportive and all that. But not everyone is as lucky. Like war veterans and car accidents, crashes, or any accidents.
Or even this generation that they call the strawberry generation. How do they deal with problems like that?
Make TikTok videos.
make a
Is-
podcast.
No, but I'm serious.
I think
Is that their way of dealing?
The strawberry generation is okay. I think the snowflake generation
Who the
will have a
snowflakes?
problem.
The ones
Same,
now.
same.
Is
There
that-
is a snowflake
same.
generation, yeah.
Wow.
Wow. But I think what Angel was talking about is very important, the social aspect, the acceptance of the environment. So, you don't want people to make fun of your fears. You don't want people to make fun of your memories because they are very real for you. So this small group of people, your friends, your family, becomes very important. So those that do TikTok, they attempt to have that social support, but in casting your net so wide, you get good and bad, and it might not be the best kind of support.
And the recognition from strangers is their social.
Validation,
Is
Okay,
their validation.
but for you, Angel, I mean, you got over it, right? Did you talk to many people about it, or did you keep it to yourself?
through the years, I spoke to friends, and it was
okay.
always kind of like that party trick story.
Yeah.
Because I had gotten over it already. It was no
Okay.
longer emotional for me. So,
Yeah.
but the emotional side of it, it just took time.
So I think for many, they keep everything to themselves, and it's
Yep.
it takes a longer time for them to heal.
But if they keep it to
Yes.
themselves, that's self-destructive, isn't it?
Yep. So don't isolate yourself. And we always encourage you to talk about it, to reminisce about it. So when you reminisce, it comes out, you feel a little bit lighter. It's not so heavy inside. So like in the elder care centers or the, old folks home, right? You have the elderly that goes on and on about the same thing week after week, and they cannot remember that they've told you already, but so cute. They need to talk about it.
Yeah.
So just listen. It makes them feel so good talking about it.
Actually,
and
many
it grounds them.
Many elderly folk actually
Repeat their
see.
stories?
No, actually, they see psychologists and psychiatrists. No, right?
Do they?
In the centers.
They don't really need that unless they have like a geriatric depression, geriatric anxiety. Most of them will benefit from sitting with, a volunteer, someone, and just chatting about the past,
Okay.
because that past keeps them sane. That past keeps them, warm and really stable.
Right.
And not all of them are happy memories. Some of them talk about traumatic stuff as well, but it helps them get it off their chest, right? It's something that they
Yes.
need to speak about.
Yep. So you have old folks who are really cute. So you have one a bickering couple, for example, or a bickering roommate, and then the roommate, unfortunately, because of old age, passes on. The other person, you would think that they'll be happy because there's no one to bicker with them. They are the ones that say, I feel very lonely now. There's no one to quarrel with anymore.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that movie, The Notebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, what
Yeah.
a romantic, sad
Ryan
story.
Gosling and Rachel
Rachel
McAdams.
So good, yeah.
I just want to go back, Jerry, to that whole TikTok thing where you guys were saying it was validation. You were trying to get people as a support
Strangers,
group. Is that what they're doing, or are they just venting? Especially on podcasts. Are they just venting and that's their tool?
It could be. It's their coping mechanism to express themselves. It could be them venting, but when you put it on a public platform, they would expect it to come back to them. Some sort of feedback to
Right.
come back to them. What they don't know is they can get both good and
bad
bad
feedback.
and no feedback at all. So when they get no feedback, they also can be quite crushed about it.
That's why the whole cute now might delete later, just in case they don't get enough likes.
Yeah.
Then they have the choice of actually deleting it, because all those likes, each like is like a validation for them, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah.
That is.
Anything from our Facebook?
People are talking. Mall remembers an elderly lady with Alzheimer's who was a prima ballerina.
Oh yes, I seen that Facebook
You've seen that
video.
face-
Yes.
Every time
she heard Swan Lake, I think.
when she hears Swan Lake, she goes into dance.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Because she was a ballerina.
Yes.
Um, I do have a memory from Albert Street before Albert Center was built.
I don't know where
when
Albert Street is.
Fatties and all used to be along Albert
Albert
Street.
Street is along Bukit Timah.
Yeah. We all used to go there and eat. And there was a guy called Johnny who used to be a boxer. And Johnny was a punch drunk.
Okay.
And what very mean people would do was they would get 2 cans and they'd knock them together. And that would, to Johnny,
Trigger.
that was the sound of the bell. And straight away he'd take up his stance and he'd be ready to fight.
Oh no!
And then people would giggle.
Oh, how mean!
And it's stuck in my mind. It's a horrible, horrible, horrible thing.
Okay.
And it's been in my mind since I was like 6 or 7.
and
at
it's
that
almost like something like you'd like to go back and punch
stop,
someone,
and
right?
stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Johnny won't remember it.
Well,
No, that's so mean.
No,
Stop
Johnny has passed away now. But
He's
yeah,
Clearly
no,
not
it's-
around anymore, but still.
I mean, no point upsetting yourself, lah, FD, because at
No,
the end of the
but
day,
it's
he
what
goes
it-
to sleep, he wakes up the next morning, he
No, but it's what Angel said. When I remember it, I want to go back and I want to stop it from happening.
Yeah, you want to
Because
stop people from bullying him.
It was bullying, and it was a cheap, low form of entertainment. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It was
Right.
just really,
Yeah.
really low.
Totally
I
agree.
do remember that.
You know why he didn't say anything? Because you would have been punched.
Because I was 6 years old. I didn't
It's
say
because
anything at
FD
that
has a
point.
heart, and clearly you don't.
No, lah, that's
So,
not
yeah.
true, lah. Come on.
It's like you have no compassion.
I'm like, you got to be practical sometimes.
There's a difference between practicality
Yeah.
and compassion.
And then if he had gotten punched and then he fell
That's
over
fine.
and knocked
He
his
was-
head on the curb, now he
He'd
wouldn't be
still
sitting there.
There.
That's going a bit far, though.
See, Jerry, I have to live with this every morning, you know.
We need to talk about fantasies. Sometimes Glenn has too many fantasies bordering on a bit of like the psychosis.
Right? So I think he needs the help out of all of us. He needs to go see you, not any of us.
See, I've been asking her for the
Angel, do
longest time.
not encourage
Oh,
Hey.
no?
Do
Oh,
He can't go and see her. He can't go and
It's
see
been
her.
a year I've
Okay,
been
okay.
asking her, to let me
Conflict of
lie
interest.
down on
Okay.
her couch.
Hey.
Everybody stand by traffic.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to The Big Show. It's Glenn, Angel, FD, and Shaun. And today we have Dr. Geraldine Tan. And I've got to ask you this question because I've been getting like many people texting me and all that, asking me if your cheongsam is a long cheongsam or a short cheongsam.
Oh, she's standing. Oh, it's
Oh,
a it's
cannot
it's
see.
a dress.
Short.
Short cheongsam. Okay, there you go. Everyone who asked me. there you
Oh,
go.
she's even tilting the camera.
Short cheongsam.
Okay, Jerry,
Very
enough.
nice.
You're just feeding Glenn. That's all. Don't.
That's why.
What do you mean? See? Don't make her shy.
He actually didn't get any texts.
No,
that
I-
was
I
his
did.
question.
No, I'm sure you did. I'm
Dr.
sure.
Jerry,
Everyone is wondering.
Dr. Jerry, did you post an
I fell
OOTD?
into the trap. Oh, sorry, Sean.
Did you post an OOTD over Chinese New Year?
Who?
Outfit of the day.
An outfit of the day. Normally, every Chinese New Year, every girl is posting an OOTD.
I didn't do an OOTD.
Not
but-
not really. I did post some photos,
Yeah,
but
I saw those.
I don't think it's a OOTD.
Yeah, rules to OOTD means you have to have a full body shot
Oh,
with
no
a nice
have.
No,
background.
Jerry didn't post any full body shots.
Okay, then later today you can do one then.
Yeah, actually, I
You're all
this
dressed up.
outfit is amazing.
You're all dressed up.
No, it's okay. Thank you,
the
Sean.
pressure. See the pressure. She's like,
I
no.
wonder who's the one asking now, Glenn or Sean?
Angel asking.
She wouldn't even believe you. She knows it wouldn't come from me. I'm just classier.
No.
She
like
said you
that.
can put feel cute, might delete later.
I have no idea what that is, but I need to find out.
I'll teach
That
you, I'll
must
teach
be
you.
in TikTok.
Instagram.
Sean knows. Sean knows.
Okay. Well, I mean, we've had so much fun talking about, nostalgia today.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think FD had the most fun today.
I did.
Angel
did.
comes in second.
I did.
I think Sean
Yeah.
was it your third, and for me,
Yeah, he has no
yeah.
sense of the past, so it's
Exactly.
fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Jerry,
I'm
thank
just
you.
happy to be in the present and everything's going so well for all of us. Reason to be thankful.
Well, then I have the quote for you.
Oh,
Okay.
Since you don't have that nostalgic feeling, I have to end with this. Sometimes it's not the song that makes you emotional, it's the people and things that come to your mind when you hear it.
Which is true.
there you go.
Very
And you
true.
hear the background music as well.
Memory.
All alone.
Light the corners of my mind. Thank you very much, Jerry, for joining us. Thank you so much.
No worries. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
新年
See
快乐.
you next week.
Have a wonderful week ahead. Bye, Jerry.
No worries. You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. It is